Hey guys, what's going on? We got another PvP video here, and we are back in the solo shuffle as enhancement. Um, we got a BM hunter, we have a discipline priest, a resto shaman, a havoc demon hunter, and an affliction warlock. Obviously, this matchup is not too beneficial for the poor affliction warlock, but hey, that's going to be our main focus for this matchup. As you can tell, I'm also running shamanism because I don't know, I've preferred using it lately, and it seems to be working out for the most part. But anyways, this demon hunter's damage is quite absurd. So this first matchup we learned, okay, we're gonna have to CC the demon hunter when we are not you know what rather than CCing the healer, it's better to CC the demon hunter because he's just doing such absurd damage. Now that could be just from cleaving the pets and stuff, but I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so I'm trying to keep the warlock from being able to stand in the stone walls and stuff and all like that. So, and also have to be careful of all these totems that the resto shaman is using because they are definitely a pain in the butt. But we get pretty close, you know, but eventually we're going to start falling behind because Affliction Warlock starts scaling with dampening, and just a Demon Hunter with this matchup is quite absurd. So here I try casting Healing Surge, but, just have to cancel it and go ahead and burrow. But as soon as I back off, it just felt like we lost everything because the Demon Hunter's just putting so much pressure out, and the Warlock doesn't really have to see us to put the pressure on, so he's going to go ahead and just take us out. The rest of the Shaman's actually doing a really good job controlling everybody. He's using his lasso properly and things like that, forcing kicks. But yeah, we're pushing the as much as possible. I should have went ahead and hexed the Havoc, but I didn't realize it yet. But yeah, that would have been the best idea. I try to LOS them. We get pretty darn close right there, but I think he used the Hellstone to keep himself alive. We just start rotting away and just unable to get picked up, unfortunately. But on to the next match. It is myself, the Demon Hunter, and the Resto Shaman versus the Disc, Beastmaster, and Affliction. Just like I said, our main target is going to be the Affliction. And this Demon Hunter even says it like, let's just go for the Affliction, don't back off, just go ham, just don't back off. And that's the plan. So you'll also see me here in a second, I think. I almost forget to fix my macro. Basically, this macro is just so Bloodlust directly goes to one target. I don't have to target them, and then so on and so forth. Right, so I'm going to sit here, and I'm being dumb, but I went for a hex. Go ahead and hex the hunter, but he ends up kicking me, which is pretty darn good because that gives our shaman time to free cast. And the priest is LOS. The shaman's doing a great job pulling him away. And so the warlock is just getting hounded down by me and the demon hunter. As you can see, the demon hunter has already started doing absurd damage. The shaman is also using unleash shields, so we want to watch for those water, not the water area, so that way they do less damage and even do less healing. But you can see there, I kind of forced the priest a bit to use a bit more cooldowns, but it didn't quite matter. I used Thunderstorm to knock him even further away, watching for cast, trying to interrupt. And yeah, we're just able to take him down. It's very difficult for an Affliction Warlock in this matchup. So I praise the guy. He did fairly well staying alive and stuff like that, but it's definitely unfortunate for him. I don't wish this kind of teams on any Warlock because it's just a bad show for them. It really sucks. But here I'm going to be, so I originally started on the Demon Hunter because I think they pinged him, but I think it was a misping by the Shaman. I think he was just trying to ping his totem. I want to CC the Demon Hunter, and the reason why is because he's going to be doing damage no matter what, but the other one is I also don't want to be attacking him because I don't want to be cleaved and cause our shaman to use more healing than necessary. So here the shaman CC'd, so I go ahead and use ancestral guidance just to try and help with a bit of healing, you know, use my Stormweavers as well. And I'm just trying to control this Demon Hunter just to stop as much damage as I can, because there's a lot of damage going out. It's kind of crazy. I go ahead and hex, but it seems to break. I think it was the warlock, just his dots ended up breaking it. But we get a lot here. We get darkness, we get pain suppression. I use knock to try and knock him out. We're just taking everybody down. And this is when I realize I probably should swap, but I just keep hitting him, you know, just like whatever. Let's see what happens. I'm getting a lot of cleave and funnel into the Demon Hunter off the pets as well. And then I see the Hunter's quite low. And here I go ahead and Bloodlust. There is the trap. I go ahead and hex the priest, lasso the hunt, just to reduce a little bit of damage. Also, the shaman was poison darted, I think, by the hunter, so it also helped with that since he was silenced. And then I start switching to the hunter because I notice he's very, very low, right? And I'm just getting cleaved by the demon hunter, so there's not like a huge point. Just trying to control him, get him off the shaman, because he's just, you know, free CC and everything onto our shaman. It's a bit unfortunate. There I sunder to stop the penance, because penance is a big heal for a disc priest. I get scattered by the hunter, which was kind of unfortunate. But here I go ahead and hex the demon hunter, just cause I figured, you know, stop a little bit of damage. But the warlock had a drain life, unfortunately. It was just mistimed. But here I start getting back onto the demon hunter, just trying to hit whatever I can, right? I'm super slow and unable to match up. There I lasso, he forces trinket, and I start wailing on the hunter as much as possible, and I'm able to bring us a draw, at least. It was very close to a win, but I was fortunate enough that we were able to pull out a draw out of our ass, right? So that was pretty lucky there. But here it's me and the demon hunter once again. So our plan is going to be go after the affliction warlock. As you can see, I'm still like very low rated, doing 22 to 2400 games. It's a pain, but you know what? I get a lot of rating out of it. And I might actually push this season. I don't know. I know last season I went to like 2050. I really didn't feel like playing solo shuffle. It was like very little that I played, but yeah, let's get into this. So the hunter comes out. I know he wants to CC our healer, right? But I know this demon hunter really wants to go ham. So I see our priest CC'd, so I use my ancestral guidance to give us a bit of healing. You know, that is very, very helpful, especially when you have a lot of pets out and stuff. You can cleave off of that, and it generates even more healing. Here, I couldn't get a hold of the static totem. I was getting frustrated with that. But there he gets a massive drain life on us, which is very unfortunate because he heals right back to full. The warlock makes a mistake and runs out of the earth shield. Like, he ports very far away from the resto shaman, as well as ran out of the water shield buff. So it was a bit unfortunate, and he just kind of flopped over at that point. We were just funneling way too much damage into him for the poor resto shaman to keep up. But here we're against the Aflock and Havoc Demon Hunter once again. So this is, again, a very tough matchup. The Demon Hunter just takes everything away. He's very, very strong. He's doing a crap load of damage. But we're going to go after the Aflock, do what we can, and CC the Demon Hunter as much as possible. The reason why we want to CC the Demon Hunter is we want him to do as little damage as possible. The healing from a Disc Priest is also a pain, so we do want to CC, but we don't really want to overlap. So I go ahead and hex the Demon Hunter. He already pops Trinket, which is huge. There I should have used Tremor much earlier. I knew that fear was coming, but I did not do anything. And then the Demon Hunter starts pushing in, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll lasso him. And then the Priest uses Grip, which is quite huge. And then I push in on the Warlock, but I'm not really feeling like getting kited and brought into a really shitty position, so I back off and go after the Demon Hunter. It's a bit unfortunate, but there he flies up, so I'm like, okay, I'll just sit here, go ahead and hex while he's flying. use my Maelstrom to generate a healing surge. So that way, you know, I can heal myself and help out the Shaman a little bit. Then I'm back onto the Warlock to force him back. The Demon Hunter realizes what we want to do, and that is to pull them away. And then he starts backing off a little bit, right? So here's where a lot of pressure starts coming out. He pops Darkness, which was kind of an interesting call in my opinion, because we didn't have too much. We just have a little bit of pressure going out. But here I go for the Hex on the Warlock. It was really weird actually. I probably should have went for the Hex on the Demon Hunter, but you know, it is what it is at this point. And then the Demon Hunter's really pushing in for the Hunter, so the Shaman hexes him, which was really good. We got a lot of pressure there. So I'm just sticking to this Warlock, just sticking to him, knock him out of the dome because I don't want him doing anything. Use Lasso, that uses up his trinket, right? So I have to be very careful here as well because I'm pushed in and it's kind of putting the Resto Shaman in a weird spot. And then they're doing very good on CC for this Demon Hunter, and we just get a whole lot of pressure, right? You can see that pressure going onto the Warlock, forcing him to run away. He can't really cast too much, but at the same time he's causing me to interrupt him, allowing the priest to cast a lot too. There's the life swap, so we got very close. So I just switched to the priest a little bit, just because, you know, he's low now and we can get quite a lot of damage out on him. But I start getting trucked, so I go ahead and Trinket Burrow. The poor Shaman has so much healing to do right now. It's really unfortunate. I'm trying to help where I can, just doing as much damage as possible, pop everything, and I'm able to take down the Warlock. Like, it came very close right there, like, very close. It was very tight. But here we have the Aflock back on my team, and the priest healing us. So, main goal here is to go after the Hunter a little bit. We want to CC the Demon Hunter as much as possible, and, you know, stop his damage. Because no matter what you do to a Demon Hunter, they're still going to do damage. And if I'm focused on him, then he's just double cleaving us, right? There's no point in that. There's no point in me getting wailed on for a little bit of extra damage. But I go ahead, go for a Hex, get interrupted, which is just fine, right? I don't mind getting interrupted because that allows someone else to use their casts, right? So right there, the priest is already in CC. The Warlock's doing a good job of getting away from that Demon Hunter. I get hexed, so I just go ahead and Trinket through it. And then I'm pushed all the way in on this Hunter because I have Ancestral Guidance up. And the priest kind of followed a little bit, so I knew I was somewhat safe. It is spreading our priest a bit thin, so I start backing off a little bit, root all the pets, because I don't want, you know, I can stop his damage a little bit, get a lot of pressure on this Hunter, force a bit of cooldowns. There's the Tide Totem. So I go ahead and send an Ellie Blast at that to make sure it's dead. There's the life swap from the priest, unfortunately, so that's a big thing gone right there. So I'm just trying to get hexes off and stuff, whatever I can. You know, he's kind of working on whoever he can hit. I don't really want to go after the Demon Hunter, right? Because it's really bad in some ways. They're just kind of pillaring me. So the Demon Hunter gets very low. He does pop Darkness when I use my Lasso, so it's a bit unfortunate, and then I get scattered, right? So here the Shaman is actually pushed out, so I go ahead and Hex him. He uses his Trinket, thankfully, and then I kind of jump on him a little bit. It was a bit unfortunate on that lunge, because, you know, he dropped his cage right as I was in midair, so it was a bit crappy. But yeah, here we start getting a bit of pressure on them, so I'm back on the Hunter, trying to force as much damage as I can, but the Warlock is just too low for anything else. So it was a good matchup, it was a great try, but it was just not enough. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!